Hello, this is Peter Haumer from IBM. With IDZ on VS Code version 6, we added some great new advanced capabilities to the tool. We refined our control flow browser, we added more to our data elements view, we added language detection, and we even added now IBM Z Code scan and agent mode. Agent mode allows you now to use the Open Editor as part of your AI interactions using any kind of model on any kind of chat client that supports a model context protocol. So here I'm using it with Roo Code and a Watson large language model, and I can use these model context protocols tools to directly interact with the editor as well as with Zoe and my mainframe system. So let's just start in a scenario where I'm working on a COBOL application here, and I want to utilize now our Z code scan for this program. Scan this COBOL program using Z code scan and explain the results. It will now recognize that I want to execute this particular tool, and as with any MCP operation, it will always ask me for approval that is indeed allowed to access now the program as well as the tool itself to execute the scan. You can see the scan has been executed and the results are already shown in the problems view, and now the large language model uses the results from the scan to nicely summarize to me now all the issues that it found in the code. So I get additional background information, the specific line numbers about the problems that it was found. It further then summarizes other findings and things that it has found, and now I could go in and say, can you fix, and let's just tackle one problem here to keep it simple and to be able to see the results, the missing end call statement. So I found several issues here, and let's just take one out of these and ask it to fix it. So we'll now use a large language model utilizing Watson X to find the solution for it, asking for permission to actually access the file again, and then proposing the changes that I can review and approve again. It shows me now here the missing end call that it was inserting, and I can save this program now to make the change permanent. To make sure now that the change was actually not introducing any new problems, I want to now build and run the program. So to build it, I can just tell it, can you run a user build on the modified program? It identified now another MCP tool that we're providing with the Open Editor, the user build one, and figured out the parameters that it should execute for the build. And now you can see the build is starting in here. It will now analyze the dependencies. So this program has copybooks examples that get included. It will upload those, upload then this program, and then execute the user build. The user build might take a minute or two, so we'll just forward until the build is finished. The build is now finished, and it's downloading the log files of the build and can analyze the results of the log file. If the build would have failed, it would tell me the reasons why it has failed. If there's any additional information in the build, it will show me in the summary that it then outputs here. So it showed me a summary of all the things that were performed as part of the build, and even tells me now where I can find the log that it downloaded so I can review everything myself. Okay, so the program has been built now, there were no compilation errors, and now I want to actually execute the program with my test data to make sure it still works. But actually I have the problem, I can't really remember what I was losing last time to execute this. I got a JCL file here that I'm using, but this one has a high-level qualifier, so perhaps that's not the one that I used last time. Alright, so I could actually ask the AI to show me perhaps all my JCL files that I have on my mainframe. Perhaps I was using that. So show me the members of, and now it will use my Zoe profile and my authenticated connection to my mainframe to retrieve the list of dataset members together with its attributes, asking me for permission to perform this Zoe get members operation and recognizing that this will be the data set name that I'm looking for, and then listing the results. And you can see it found all of these dataset members, and these are my JCL files, and I have another run in here, so I could now even ask it to compare the run member with my currently open file to figure out if which is the right version that I want to use. Ask me for approval again to download now this member run that it found in my dataset, and then we'll do a comparison of those two files and show me the differences. It now summarizes all the differences between the two files, and now I can see indeed this one uses the right high-level qualifier and the parameters and the right compiler version that I want to use here. So now remember, yes, that's indeed the one that I want to use, and I can just tell the AI now to submit the member run as a job. It will ask me again for approval of this member to be executed, and then start the job and show me the job ID and name. And this establishes now the context. I can do more references to it now. So for example, let's ask it to show me the spool files. As you can see, it took the name and the ID out of the context of the previous interactions. So I have this ongoing conversation with this AI about my program, and many things that I perhaps don't know, like the command to retrieve the spool files, can be done by the system for me. It now shows me the spool files, and I can say, show me sysout. It will then ask me for permission to retrieve that file. You can see it filled in again the right information based on the context from the previous conversation. And I can review the problems in here, and I can see there was a problem accessing some of the files. So I can now go ahead and investigate further to get this program running again. This was just a glimpse about all the tools that we're offering now as part of IBM VS Code. You can see, if I show you the list here, there are so many more things that I could do, particularly on Zoe. We cover all the areas of MVS datasets, USS Unix files, as well as jobs, as well as various operations within the Open Editor. We could talk about our property files. The log file of the Open Editor is a resource, so I could ask it, why couldn't you find this copybook when I was opening the program, Z code scan, and we're going to add many more in the future. Thank you very much, and have a good day.